While I'm overall very positive to The Witcher 4, I think it shows a lot of promise. I think what little we have seen of the world and characters is looking good. The setting of Kovir is intriguing. Ciri as a protagonist, I think will be fine as long as they write her well and give us a compelling story. There is one concern I can't shake. The announcement from CDPR that they were switching to the Unreal Engine has recently become something I've seen more and more as a negative, given the recent experiences we've had with Unreal and games developed on it. And also some of the concerning statements from CDPR themselves. They've said in a recent Digital Foundry interview that they swapped engines to enable multiple projects at once and to streamline development. So basically, let's make more games faster and preferably at the same time, seemingly wanting to put quantity over quality. And this isn't the CDPR that built a custom engine to deliver a, truly amazing and unique experience in The Witcher 3. This, to me, seems like a corporate CDPR that is chasing volume over artistry. And Unreal Engine, for that purpose, is very convenient. But it comes with baggage, blurry visuals, ghosting and artifacting. There's overwhelming reliance on temporal upscaling and DLSS just to hit performance targets. You want 60 FPS with ray tracing and global illumination on a console. Yeah, that's not happening natively, The Witcher 4 tech demo was very clearly upscale, and reports say that it ran around 900p and upscaled using Unreal's TSR. And that's just based on reports, which doesn't make it particularly trustworthy. And you can see it. Even through YouTube's compression, the blur and the artifacting are super obvious, especially in the foliage. Any movement seems to still cause massive amounts of blur. And Stalker 2 was on Unreal 5, and it had massive problems with foliage, massive blurring as a result of quick movement, absolutely insane ghosting when using TAA, like literally insane amounts, artifacting all over the place, LOD popping, massive open world performance issues with NPCs and AI literally loading in front of you. And, there was an interview from like a year ago where developer Daniel Vavra, who is the director of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, hinted that CDPR is struggling with Unreal Engine's open world systems, which that's concerning to hear because that's a very, very central aspect of the game. Now, yes, granted, that was a year ago, and obviously he's not a part of the team. He doesn't know everything that's going on, but it still doesn't, it doesn't really tickle me the right way to hear that. And then people point to Arc Raiders and they say like, oh, look, this is proof that the Unreal is a good engine because Arc Raiders looks good, which I think is just based on a Twitch stream for most of the people saying that. So I would like to get my hands on Arc Raiders myself before I completely believe that after seeing what else gamers label as looking good lately. But even there, when I look into it, Arc Raiders is using a forked and very heavily modified version of Unreal, where they stripped out most of the Unreal Engine's default features like Lumen and TAA. And they have instead implemented and developed custom lighting, which I believe is based on NVIDIA, and also custom anti-aliasing, so there's no reliance on this blur-filled TAA. Now, this is the part that is giving me some hope, because CDPR is reportedly working with Epic and Unreal to build custom solutions like fast geo-streaming for seamless world loading to help with the open world, presumably, and bespoke nanite foliage tools, because Unreal apparently simply cannot handle these demands natively. So if they develop these tools to help with these areas, which are a problem for Unreal, like the open world, like foliage and stuff like that, then, good. They've also implemented their own upgrades to AI systems, animation workflows, and character deformation. And AI is also a big problem, and we saw that with Stalker, where in an open world, the Unreal Engine just has a massive problem maintaining a lot of AI activity, right? Presumably because it's very performance intensive to do so. And the engine isn't really designed for it. And now, while this is making me, hopeful that they will possibly be able to avoid some of the same pitfalls that a lot of other games fell into when using Unreal, the fact that this level of customization is even required says a lot about Unreal's shortcomings when pushed beyond these linear experiences or these smaller scale games. That, CDPR isn't just making improvements, they're essentially reworking key parts of the engine just to make it fit, similar to what Arc Raiders has done, presumably even more in depth. And the stock version of Unreal isn't built for massive open world RPGs like The Witcher 4, and CDPR seems to know it and be very aware of it, and still they chose to go with Unreal. Right? And you can say like, oh, well, they know what they're doing and, you should just trust them. They're the developers. Yeah, maybe, but the developers might not have had a say in it, It might be the higher ups that were like, yeah, let's save money by just using Unreal because it's going to save us money and we can pump out games more effectively. The devs might literally just be making do with what they have and trying to make the best of the experience, right? Or make the best of the situation for the player experience. That might be the case, right? That's concerning that there needs to be that much tweaking and that much retooling of the engine in order to fit the requirements for the game. Like, that just kind of shows that out of the gate, you chose the wrong engine. And I dread to think about the performance on this. Like DLSS will be mandatory to play this game anywhere close to a proper frame rate. They also said in that Digital Foundry interview that they showed off the game on PlayStation 5 because they want to have a console-first development mentality, which really isn't words I wanted to hear. As we all know, the bar for console gamers is a lot lower than for PC. Let's be honest. And this means the reliance on DLSS and FrameGen is only going to be bigger and more ingrained in the project from the start. And this tech demo that we got also concerns me a bit because if this is the best possible representation that they could possibly plan and premeditate for a showcase, why can I still see tons of artifacting? Why can I still see tons of problems with the foliage and motion-induced blur? This is supposed to be the unrealistic, unachievable standard that they are aiming for. This is supposed to be the moon that they're aiming at. And it looks like this? I don't think that's a very good sign. And let's be honest as well, most Unreal Engine games are starting to look very similar. And that also happens with The Witcher. Because The Witcher had a distinct, gritty atmosphere, partially because it was made on the Red Engine, which was tailored for dense, moody open worlds. And now it risks becoming just another sort of Unreal blob, indistinguishable from every other studio that hit new project in UE5. Now, Unreal is a powerful engine, but I don't think it's fucking magic, It doesn't handle dense foliage well. It chokes on large open worlds, and we've seen it do that, literally in praxis, in games. And without significant customization, its visual identity is just fucking bland. Now, I hope that CDPR can remedy that and fix these problems when working directly with Unreal now to develop new tech as they go. But if these problems have already existed for quite a while with Unreal, like, again, we've seen them do, they've existed in other games up to this point, then why is CDPR going to just be the magic difference maker? Like, oh, now it's going to work because CDPR is involved. Ooh. The big guys are here. Ooh. Like, what? Is that how it works? That, CDPR shows up and boom, everyone does their job and everything works? I'm worried that CDPR has chosen scale and convenience over uniqueness and quality. But I hope they prove me wrong. What do you guys think? Let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next one.